Robertson. I'm the head of international student recruitment at University of the West of Scotland. So I'm just going to take you through a short presentation. It's just 10 slides to introduce you to the university and tell you a little bit about us and what we have to offer. So just to let you know where we are, which I guess is important, we are a multi-campus institution based in the United Kingdom. So we do have a campus in London, which offers a small range of business programmes. And our main campuses are in the west of Scotland, as the name would suggest. So you can see here we have campuses in Paisley, Ayr, Lanarkshire and Dumfries. Most of our international students are based on our Paisley, Lanarkshire or Ayr campuses, which are all very close to Glasgow, which is the main city in Scotland. So Glasgow is a city of about 1 million people, the largest city in Scotland. Scotland's population is only 5 million, so we are a small country and easy to get around. You can fly into Glasgow and Edinburgh airports, and obviously, of course, into London as well. So we have around 20,000 students with around 130 nationalities represented across all our campuses. So we're really proud to be a diverse international community. We have a slightly different student profile compared to some universities in the UK. So 70% of our students are over 21. So we really encourage students to continue their career in education at any age. And so we've got a really diverse group of students as well. And so we have about 1,300 staff based across our 5 campuses in the UK. And so I guess you might ask yourself, well, why would you choose to study in Scotland? And this is a slide that kind of makes me smile, because I think one of the typical characteristics of a Scot is modesty, and this is the bit where we sort of have to blow our own trumpet a little bit. So forgive me if I'm smiling as I describe this. But Scotland is a small country, as you can see, but it's a very progressive nation. It was built on an innovation. A lot of things that you take for granted in your everyday life, like television or car tires or penicillin, were invented in Scotland. So it's a creative place. It is renowned for the warmth of its people, but of course you should be the judge of that, not me. We do have a world-renowned education system and top-class universities, and a really strong reputation for producing creative thinkers and disruptive thinkers. So about 50,000 students from over 180 countries choose to study in Scotland every year, and we'd be really delighted if you wanted to be one of them. And then, so if you think that you'd like to study in Scotland, why would you choose University of the West of Scotland? So I know this is a very wordy slide, but essentially we place students at the heart of everything that we do. So your studies are personalised, they're distinctive, the courses are very much at the cutting edge, our staff are drawn from industry, and we offer a really supportive student experience. So 9 out of 10 of our students would recommend us to a friend, and I think actually we can say all sorts of positive things about the university as members of staff, but of course it is the student body that whose opinion I think really is compelling for other students to hear. In terms of general rankings, we're in the top 600 universities in the world, in the Times Higher Education. And we're also considered in the top 150 young universities in the world. Now, I do want to caveat that a little bit, because our origins as an institution date back to 1897, which doesn't classify us as young, but we became a university in 1997. So it is classified as a young university. So then, to give you a little bit more detail about the university itself, we have 4 academic schools, and I think they're fairly self-explanatory in terms of what we offer as a range of programmes. And we also have a doctoral college, so there are opportunities to undertake research. And I think one of the interesting things is, even at undergraduate level, we do have opportunities for students to get involved in research at the very earliest stages in their higher education. So our research themes do cover a large number of areas, but they are strategically themed around health, society and sustainability. So just a little bit of insight into a couple of our main campuses where most of our international students are located. So Paisley is the largest town in Scotland, but it is effectively adjacent to or attached to the city of Glasgow, which, as I mentioned, was the largest city. So it's a 10-minute train ride from Paisley into the centre of Glasgow. Our Paisley campus is multidisciplinary, so you're alongside students from all walks of life and all disciplines. Very contemporary facilities, and there are lots of things like the free gym access. There's all the restaurants and cafeterias on site, and you are located in a town which has all of the amenities that you would expect. Our student accommodation is on site, so you can leave your accommodation and walk across in 2 minutes to be in your classes. So that's really convenient. And then our Ayr campus, which is on the west coast of Scotland. So this is about 40 minutes or so from Glasgow, again by train. This is a beautiful riverside campus, and it's, as I say, on the coast as well. So Ayr is a slightly smaller town, but again, these are very up-to-date facilities. So this campus is only 10 years old. A lot of our creative industries, education and nursing programs are based there. And our accommodation for this campus is very much on site as well. So everything is easy and to hand. So one of the things we like to say, we have a series of what we refer to as truths about the university, and we are here for our students is really at the core of that. It's what we're about. And one of the things that UWS is renowned for within Scotland and within the UK is the supportive nature of the atmosphere here. And that's not just in terms of academic support, but also the welfare and the well-being of our students. So we have a students' association, which is run by and for students, with all the usual sports and societies that you would expect. And something that's really popular among some American students is some of the links that we have, for example, with the local professional basketball team and that sort of thing. So there are opportunities to train at a very elite level if you're into sport. There are also opportunities to volunteer and to gain all sorts of other experience, and also, of course, to get some career support so that you can take what you learn and apply it to the benefit of your career. This is really just to give you a little look at some of our typical accommodation. I guess it's new, it's clean, it's on campus, it's got free Wi-Fi, it's all there, just I guess in the way that you would expect. And it's there to a very high standard, and it's also supported by our residencies staff. So there is always someone on hand to look out for you and take care of you. A little bit of practical information, you can ignore the bit about tuition fees, but at least to give you some idea of deadlines if you are thinking of applying. What I would say is we are flexible about those deadlines too, so if you happen to be making up your mind a bit later, then that is absolutely fine. We do have a study abroad webpage there, which has quite a bit more information. I wanted to keep this one fairly short, and of course you can contact us at this email address at any time. And we'll be delighted to answer any questions that you might have. And that is the end of the slideshow. Thank you. Happy to take any questions.